Hey guys, Angus here. Today we've got the video review of the KWA HK45 gas blowback airsoft pistol with full H&K trademarks. Now if you're interested in picking this gun up after you watch the review, there'll be a link down below in the description to airsoftstation.com where you can buy it for about $157. Now with that being said, let's hop into the review of this pretty nice gas blowback pistol. As always, let's start by covering the gun's packaging. As you can see, this is the box your gun will come in. It's pretty appealing and flashy, but in the end just cardboard. When you open it up, you'll find that the gun is packaged quite well inside some thick gray styrofoam. Inside the box, you'll have 3 pieces of paperwork, including your gun manual, an Umarex warranty card, as well as an Umarex product registration card. Then you'll have a hop-up adjustment tool, as well as a safety adjustment tool, a small bag of BBs, a replacement back grip plate, and of course your KWA HK45 airsoft pistol itself, as well as its 28 round magazine. Now out of the box, this gun is an excellent example of KWA's quality. Externally, the gun is put together very well and it feels incredibly solid, built very well. Now as far as external construction goes, the majority of the gun is constructed of metal, this including your whole slide up here, as well as your iron sights and all your different extremities, including your hammer, safety, slide lock, mag release, trigger, etc. All those little pieces, including the screws holding the gun together itself, are constructed of metal. The only real big plastic piece on the gun itself would be the whole lower frame is constructed of a rather solid quality plastic, probably some form of polymer. Overall, despite the overwhelming majority of metal on the gun, it's actually pretty light, weighs a little bit under 2 pounds, and overall the pistol is very, very comfortable, at least in my personal opinion from handling it. If it wasn't quite comfortable enough, remember you do get that replacement back grip, which is a little bit thinner. You could pop this one off and place that one on for added comfort. The grip itself is textured to give you a little bit better grip and comfort when holding the gun, and overall it's just a very comfortable pistol if I can't emphasize that enough. Put together rather solidly, the whole external look is great, and to make it even better, we got some H&K trademarks on there, which we'll zoom in on right now. Alright, now the trades you're currently looking at are located on the gun's left side of its slide, and as you can see, these are merely painted on in nice bright white paint. As you can see, reading HK45 Auto. These look rather nice right now, but since they aren't engraved, merely painted on, they probably will fade over time after you use the gun a little bit, as opposed to the ones located on the right side of the slide, which as you can see are actually engraved into the weapon. As you can see, you've got HK45 Auto as well as a serial number, and down here a little bit hard to see might be Heckler & Koch Germany. These aren't filled in with white paint, so they aren't as bright and pretty, but they are engraved, meaning they're there to stay. You'll also find HK45 engraved into both sides of the weapon's grip. Now, not only does KWA put together a great gun externally, they're also known for great gas gun internals, and this pistol is certainly no exception. Like most of KWA's gas pistols nowadays, this HK45 is equipped with their NS2 gas system, making it very gas efficient. On a warm day like today, you could probably get quite a few magazines worth of BBs out of a single gas fill on the mag. However, keep in mind, when temperatures start to decrease, colder weather rolls around, your gas efficiency will drop as well, as is the case with most of your green gas pistols out there. Now, as far as the gun's blowback action goes, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means it's pretty realistic and the slide comes back with each shot. Now obviously this is realistic like I just said, but the kick isn't anything comparable to a real gun. It does feel pretty nice though, and it's pretty powerful for some of the airsoft guns that I have handled. Another nice touch of the blowback is when you're out of BBs, the gun does have a functional slide lock, which is pretty cool. Again, a nice realistic feature, and it also lets you know when you're out of BBs, giving you a nice helpful hint when you're out on the battlefield. As far as the slide release goes, it's actually ambidextrous, not only being located here on the left side of the gun, but also on the right as well. Simply give it a flick downward and the slide will fly forward. Speaking of ambidextrous features, another one on this gun would be your weapon's mag release. It's located not only on the left, but also the right side of the gun, and is actually located at the rear of the trigger guard. If you were to push it downward like so, as you can see, your magazine will release, so if you're holding the gun upward, be prepared to catch the mag. Now, the HK45's magazine is composed primarily of metal, the only plastic piece on here being the pistol magazine's base, which is constructed of the same quality plastic as the frame of the pistol, making it pretty darn solid, and I doubt it'll break unless you really abuse and slam down this magazine. Now, as far as how the magazine loads, it loads like any other pistol mag. Simply drop the BBs in up top. This hole in the magazine's lip is actually wide enough that you really don't have to use any force whatsoever when loading the mag. The BBs just drop right in, as opposed to some which are tight and you really got to push. As far as when the BBs go in, as you can see, they'll form a slanted double stack pattern. In total, this magazine can house about 28 rounds. For convenience, the spring does lock down. Simply pull it down, it'll lock automatically. securely. In order to release it, simply give it a push and it'll snap upward like so. Keep in mind you better cover the lip, otherwise some BBs might fly out. As far as the gas fill goes, it's located underneath the magazine, where you can also get a nice glimpse of another HK45 engraved trademark, which are also indicated on the sides of the magazine as well. Overall, this magazine didn't have really any issues with it, fed fine, and also no leaks whatsoever, so no issues with the magazine. Pretty darn good. Now this pistol, of course, does have an external safety, and it's located on the left side of the rear of the gun. It's a pretty simple safety located in a key position that is easily accessible with your thumb, so you can easily quickly snap it on safe or fire, depending on the situation, without really taking your hands out of shooting configuration. As far as the safety goes, when it's lined up on the red letter F, like it is right now, obviously the gun is capable of firing. If you were to flip it upwards so that it's slightly tilted and also pointing to the white letter S, then obviously the gun is unsafe. The trigger can still be pulled, but the hammer won't come back all the way, and therefore the gun won't fire. The gun does also actually have an internal safety. It's that small screw right there located inside the magazine well. Basically, you take that included safety tool, which was shown earlier, place it in there, and turn slightly. At that point, you'd actually turn on an internal safety in your gun. When that's done, the trigger cannot even be pulled. So this is more practical for, say, an off-field kind of safe. Say you're putting the gun in storage, you might want to turn on that internal safety so that nothing bad happens when you're completely off the field. As far as the gun's iron sights go, they're just your standard pistol sights. You have the rear sight, which I've always called the pyramid sight, consisting of 2 blocks with a slit in the middle to line up with your front sight, which is merely a sight post. These sights are pretty accurate to the gun, especially when you have your hop-up nicely adjusted, and also, as you can see, they've got nice bright white dots on them, which make these sights very easy to acquire in low-level situations. It's great they took the time to paint it on there. Shows they really do care about the product they're putting out. If you're looking for a gun that you can slightly customize, this pistol does have a couple options. As you can see, located towards the front of the weapon here, your plastic orange tip is actually threaded for the addition of a mock suppressor or silencer, and you also do have a nice little tactical rail underneath on the pistol's frame, so you can go ahead and add any chosen accessory, such as a flashlight or laser. Little customization is always a plus. Now, talking about accuracy with this pistol, hop-up's pretty key. You obviously want to have that adjusted to give yourself the best accurate shot possible. And in order to access the hop-up, this is pretty convenient. There's no breakdown taking apart the slide like on most other GBBs. In fact, you simply cock the slide back slightly, like so. And it is in that small, narrow area that you would go ahead and take that included hop-up adjustment tool, place it inside, and turn it in order to decrease or increase your hop-up. Overall, this gun's hop-up unit was pretty effective, and my favorite part about the whole thing is no disassembly. I can just cock my slide back slightly and then go ahead and adjust my hop-up. Something I could easily do in the field. So with that last little bit about the hop-up, let's go ahead and put that to the test. Let's take a short walk, head over, chrono, and also take a few shots of this gun at a target. Let's check out its performance. As far as the chrono went, for the chronograph we used 0.2 gram BBs, green gas, and also took into account that the temperature that day was about 80 degrees. Also, our hop-up was set to 0. I was a little puzzled by how the FPS rose instead of decreased over time. We saw starting around the 270 feet per second area up to the 300 by the time we ended, which is perfectly fine for a pistol, personally exactly where I'd want mine to shoot. For the shooting test, we used the conditions previously described, except actually adjusted our hop-up for this, and also used 0.25 gram BBs. Firing from a distance of about 60 feet, ideal pistol range if you ask me, we were able to hit the target the majority of the times with only 2 misses. The actual target itself suffered quite a few hits, and also the chair it was backed on did take a few hits as well. So overall, considering this is about the size of a crouch-down player in a Alright, and as you just saw with that great performance, that's kind of the icing on the cake for what is another quality airsoft weapon by KWA. Overall, the HK45 is a very nice little airsoft pistol, but I suppose I could come up with a couple cons if I really had to nitpick. As far as cons go, you see those nice HK45 trades painted on the slide right now. Yeah, they look great right now, but eventually they will fade off, giving the gun a kind of more varnished and kind of ugly look if you just have the skeletal remains of the trademarks there. But luckily, you got engravings all over the rest of the gun to complete the look. And another con I could probably get into a little bit would be the fact that on the magazine, when you're filling up the gas, I've noticed if you don't get it straight on perfectly, gas shoots out and spews all over you. So just be careful when you're filling it up. You don't want to freeze out your hand like I've done a couple times, as it is kind of perfect alignment you need to get to fill the magazine up. Otherwise, though, no complaints really as far as the gun goes. I think it's comfortable, I think it's light, I think it's built well, and as you just saw with the chrono as well as the shooting test there. We got a good performance out of it, exactly what I would want out of a pistol. Close range accuracy and also lower FPS for those close range situations. The trademarks, like I stated earlier, really complete the look of the pistol, and the magazine with a higher capacity of 28 rounds, certainly enough to get the job done. If you're looking for a solid sidearm, you want to invest a good amount of money, as it is $160 to put towards an excellent airsoft sidearm, this might be one to consider. So with that being said, this has been Deathcore Airsoft's review of the KWA HK45 Airsoft Gas Blowback Pistol with H&K trademarks. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.